Hey everybody, this is a tutorial on how you can use a screen capturing software as well as SmoothDraw in order to make a Khan Academy style video for your students. I'd like you to focus up here first at the top right of my screen. These are the three different pieces of free software that you're going to need in order to make these videos. OBS Studio is the screen capture software that I'm using. That was what you saw at the very beginning of the screen here. It was really super easy to use. I'm sure there are other ones. You might already have one that you're comfortable with. You certainly don't need to use this one. Once you download the OBS software, you're going to want to make sure that you set your sources. You're going to need to add a source, and you're going to want to select the source that you want to record. And so I just go ahead and record the entire screen and all of the audio that's happening from my microphone. And so if you select display capture as your source, that means it's going to capture everything that's happening on your screen as well as what you're saying. And then it's as simple as pressing start and stop recording. I'm sure there's a lot of fancier things that you can do, but I am not that high tech. You know, maybe next week I'll look at making my videos a little bit more slick. But for now, that's good enough for me. So that's what I'm going to use to record what I'm doing with my students. And then you're also going to download SmoothDraw 3, which is a drawing app that allows you to write really smoothly with either your mouse or a pen type stylus. I bought a bunch of junk and then I finally landed on a stylus that I like, and this Wacom family of products offers you like obviously pro level stuff and then your baseline models. I have the Wacom Intuos and it seems to work really nicely. You can get it at Best Buy, Amazon, or directly from Wacom. And it's super easy. You just take the tablet and you USB plug it right into your computer. Okay, and then the final piece of software that you're going to need is a video recorder that will, excuse me, not a video recorder, a video converter that is going to allow you to play your screen recordings back, take a look at them, edit them if you want, and then convert them to MP4s so that you can post them to YouTube or send them directly to your students. So let's pretend that we're making our first video. You're going to go ahead and you're going to open up your OBS Studio or whatever screen recording app you've got, and you're going to start recording. Oh, you know what? I lied. You wouldn't want to start recording yet because I still need to show you how to use SmoothDraw 3. Let's learn how to use SmoothDraw 3, and then we can talk through how you would actually make your whole video for your kids. Okay, so here's a little tutorial on SmoothDraw 3. So I'm going to open up SmoothDraw 3 and walk you through this a little bit. SmoothDraw 3 is a drawing app like I described earlier. It defaults and opens you up to a pretty small white canvas originally. So what I like to do is I like to first make my canvas as large as possible. So if you go up here on the top, I go to Canvas and Resize. I forget what like the largest option is, but I just like type in like, I don't know, like 4100 and then hit enter. Yeah, there it is. So it's like 4096 by 3072. That gives me a really big canvas to work with. And so then I hit OK. Now you'll have to scroll down to go find it. But now you've got a much, much bigger canvas, as you can see here, to be able to do whatever you want with it. If you prefer to, I've heard from a bunch of the YouTube videos that I've been watching that students actually do prefer it on that black background like Khan Academy does because it's just easier to see. So if you want to make this background black, you can see down here in these two square tabs, this black tab and this white tab, these are your different layer colors, right? So your background, your foreground layer, this top black one is the color that my pen would be right now. So you can see here it's writing in black. And my background layer is white. So if I go up here to my eraser and I go to erase it, it's going to erase and show me that white background. So if we want to make this look Khan Academy style, we want our background to be black as well. So I'm going to select my background layer to be black. If you want to add more colors to your color palette here or up here, all you need to do is like select on the color that you want and then just right click on the square to add that particular color to your tablet so you don't have to go find it every single time. So you can add colors to your more complex tablet down here, you can add colors to your smaller tablet up at the top left for easy access. So you can see I've already selected some bright colors that look nice on that black background. Okay, so back to this. Sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. We want to set our background to black. So I'm on my background color right now. It's red. I'm going to set it to black. I'm going to hit close. Now what I can do is I can go up here to my little fill can, grab that fill can and click it, and it'll set my whole entire background layer to black. And now I click back on my foreground color and I pick the color pen that I want to use and I hit close. And I go back up to my pen brush app, and now you can see, I'm going to switch from my mouse now to my actual pen, and you can see that the tablet is really great for being able to smoothly write chemical formulas, symbols. You know, a lot of the times when you would go try to like draw this stuff with your mouse, it wouldn't look so hot. My Delta doesn't look so hot anyway, because like I'm not the best at this. But all of the other tools I found get really, really wonky with the stylus when you're trying to write numbers and symbols. So this is great for chem. We can do forward reactions, reverse reactions. Okay, you're sick of me already. Anyway, so that is how you can actually set up your smooth draw. One of the other things that you can do, one of the suggested things that I learned is you could actually, get this set up. So if you don't want to have to do it every single time, you could in fact just like get your black background set up and file, save as, and you could save this as a smooth draw document to your desktop. You could call it your template if you wanted to, and then you could just pull it up every single time as your template, so you don't have to reset it. But even if you didn't want a template, like let's just say this was a lecture that I wanted to save, I'm just going to call it lecture 1, and I'm going to save it to my desktop. Now, if I close out Smooth Draw and I go back to my desktop, here's my file, lecture 1. And then in order to open that file, you would just open up Smooth Draw, File, Open, and I'm just going to select lecture 1. And there's all that nonsense that I had written on there. So they're very easy to save, very easy to write on and erase. You could use this to go ahead and actually talk and record your entire, lesson for that day, and then save it and convert it to a YouTube video, or you could just have this up on the background for an in-class problem-solving session. So, you're meeting during office hours and you basically need like a good whiteboard to work off of. I would just pull this up and share my screen so that I can answer students' questions while writing here on Smooth Draw. So I think I covered everything: how to get that black background, how to add colors to your palette, and then how to save that document to, wherever you'd like to save it to, and then open it back up for access later. Okay, so now let's talk through quickly how we would, in fact, go about recording that lecture and saving and converting that video file. Although I haven't thought through how I'm going to do it without stopping the recording that I'm currently doing. You guys see, I'm not very good at this. Okay, so let's say you want to record a session with your students, right? So you would, in fact, I would have everything pulled up and ready to go before I even started my recording. Like I would have my Smooth Draw up in the background and ready to go to make that recording. Let's open up that file that I was already working with my black Khan Academy background. Okay, so like I would have this all set up and ready to go. If you even wanted more screen to work with, you can hide this left-hand panel. So you can go to View, hide that left panel, and make sure you're on your pen and ready to write for your lecture. Okay, so I would open up my OBS Studio. I would hit Start Recording. I would minimize it, and then I would go ahead and start, giving my lecture on electrochemistry. Well, this is a problem. It appears that I'm writing in not a color that you can see. Better put that back. Here we go. I can start my lecture on electrochem, even though we are not supposed to be teaching students anything. Good times. Okay, so I will blah, 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 go through my lecture. I've actually, when I've been doing my lectures, I have pre-written a bunch of stuff on here so that they don't have to sit there and wait for me to write out everything that I want to get. So I kind of put the shell of the lecture on here and then come in with my recording and discuss and add key equations and stuff like that. So be thinking about how you want it to present to your students and how long you want your lecture to be. And then when you're done with your lecture, you're like blah, 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 and then you simply go to and you hit stop recording. I'm not going to hit stop recording because I want to keep recording this with you guys. But let's see if I have another file available to work with. The bottom line is once you hit stop recording, it's going to automatically save all of your recordings for you. And all that you need to do in your OBS Studio is go to, let's see, is it View? No. Oh, there it is. It's under File. You go to File and you go to Show Recordings. And when you click on Show Recordings, up pops your recordings. You can see here on the right, this is 323. That's the recording I'm making right now. So I'm not going to click on that. But this little traffic cone here is a recording that I made previously. Now, this file format, this MKV video file, you know, this VLC thing, this is not postable to YouTube and our students don't have the software to open it. So we need to convert that file. And here's how you go about converting that file. So you can see this is saved in my videos. You could save it to your desktop or whatever. But now comes the time where we need to take this recording that we made for our students and convert it. So I'm going to close out my SmoothDraw. No, I don't want to save that. And I'm going to open up my VLC Media Player. When I open up my VLC Media Player, I now want to convert that file that I made. I want to convert my lecture to something usable for students. So I'm going to go to Media, and I'm going to scroll down to Convert and Save. Now here, there are no files selected, so I need to add a file. And it's going to ask me where I want to get that file from. Now I don't have any on my desktop. Where did I save it? It was in videos. So I go to video and I'm going to pick that old file, not today's, but that old one. And that's the file that I'm going to convert. So I'm going to hit open and I want to get it out of that MKV format. So I need to hit convert and save. Here's where I struggled a few times initially, trying to decide which of these 8 million different versions of the file I actually want to get. You know, do I want it on YouTube, standard def, high def? It crashed when I tried to do that, so I'm not sure what's up with that. That seemed to make the most sense for me. But the type of conversion that has worked really well and I've been able to post to YouTube successfully is video for MPEG-4, 1080p, TV and device. So that's what I've been converting to. Somebody who knows more about this than I am, please tell me if there's a better option than that. And then you can save it to wherever you like. I'll just, for today, save it to my desktop. You can rename it if you like. And you press Start. And when you press Start, you can see here in my VLC conversion screen, you can see that this video is converting. And so it was a 6-minute long video. It's going to take some time to convert. In fact, some of my larger like 30-minute files, you know, they take about like 10 to 15 minutes to convert that file. Now, once that file is converted, it will be sitting wherever you decided to save it, whether that was on your desktop or in a folder. It will now be in a file that is compatible for uploading to YouTube. And I guess I would just maybe do a separate video if you guys need me to for how to upload to YouTube. If you want to upload videos to YouTube that are longer than I think 15 or 20 minutes, you have to take a couple of extra steps, but it is possible. Don't be alarmed. And if you need help with that, I'll perhaps make another tutorial. So I hope that helps. There are way better videos out on YouTube telling you how to do this stuff, because that's how I figured it out. I watched them, but sometimes it helps to hear from my familiar face. So good luck making your videos, everybody, and I miss you.